So hi guys, welcome to my channel. So from today onwards, I'll be teaching you JavaScript. So these all are my handwritten notes. So from here, so the first lecture of the JavaScript will be the introduction part, what JavaScript actually it is, and what's the main power of the JavaScript, why JavaScript was introduced, and all these stuffs. From next lecture, we'll be directly deep dive into the code, like what are the like basic syntax and further stuffs. Okay, so let's start with the introduction. So what actually JavaScript is. Okay, so JavaScript was actually created to make web pages alive. As you all know that HTML is the skeleton of the web page. Okay, CSS is the beauty of the web page, and JavaScript is actually the brain of the web page. Like the brain, if I say the brain of the website, it means that whenever the functionality comes into picture, then we have to introduce the JavaScript. Like in the web page, you all have seen the buttons. Okay, so after clicking on the buttons, whatever functionality that is going to be happen on the web page or any changes, that is completely be implemented by the JavaScript. So the program in this language is called script. Okay, so now they can be written right in the web pages HTML and run automatically as the page loads. Okay, now let's come to what can in browser JavaScript can do. Okay, so to tell you before, this is just the introduction of the JavaScript. This is the theory part, and one more thing, this is the handwritten notes that is written by me, and I'll provide you a crisp handwritten notes. You all can access it whenever you need, and I'll be making it in the way that you all can revise the JavaScript when in future you want to. Okay, so let's move. Okay, so what can in-browser JavaScript can do? Okay, so now modern JavaScript is very safe programming languages. It does not provide the low-level access to memory. Okay, so what it is saying is like whenever you code in JavaScript, it is not like it provides the whole access to the memory or the CPU because it was initially created for browsers which do not require the access of your memory or the CPU. Okay, now moving forward, adding new HTML to the page. Okay, this one, adding new HTML to the page, change the content of the page and modify some styles with the help of JavaScript. This is the power that JavaScript holds. Now, if we want to react to user actions, as I have already explained you that if there is a button or there is a checkbox or there is something else that you want to like you want a web page to react on that specific actions, that we can handle with the JavaScript. Now run on mouse clicks. Now very interesting part is we'll be covering in further videos that whenever you move your mouse cursor, so it is tracking our mouse pointers. That is also done by the JavaScript. Now point, as you all can see here, the pointer movements. Now moving forward, JavaScript can send requests over the network to remote servers and downloads and upload files. Here comes the concept called AJAX technology. Okay, now what is AJAX technology? AJAX full form is asynchronous JavaScript and XML. Many of them are very confused with the term AJAX. AJAX nothing but simply a technique for creating a faster and more dynamic web pages. Now, what is dynamic web pages? If we talk about the dynamic web pages, it means that okay, so let's say this is the page, and if I write the hard code value like ohm, okay, now instead of implementing the hard code values, I declare a variable called, just I'm giving the example and taking the values from the user and directly write here as in curly braces name. Okay, instead of writing directly hard coded values, I write name. Now whenever this name changes, it like reflect directly here. So this is called dynamic. Instead of statically giving the values, we change it as dynamic. Now, so it allows web page to update asynchronously by changing small amount of data. We don't need to reload the entire page. We can just dynamically change the some values of that web page, and this is how possible with Ajax. Okay, now moving forward. So what are the key points? Update happens without refreshing the page. As you all can see here that it changes the value asynchronously. Okay, so now if we change the values dynamically, then we don't need to reload the page and reload some another page for showing some information. We can dynamically update the values if it is possible. Now next thing is the use of technologies like XML, HTTP request, or modern APIs like fetch method to interact with the API or the server. Okay, so now moving forward, data can be exchanged in various formats, like we can send data or receive data in the form of JSON, XML, and plain text. XML is old, by the way. now mostly we are using JSON. Okay, so now next thing is we can get and set cookies, ask question to the visitor, and show messages with the help of JavaScript. Show messages like we can use the alert function we'll be seeing or covering in next videos. Now remember the data on the client side, like we can see the local storage. Moving further, okay, so what is the summary of this? So in browser, JavaScript can interact with the web page, communicate with the server using the APIs like fetch or AJAX, and manage data locally. If I have made one project which is like Chrome extension, which I might be like implementing in this further videos, but on that I'll like to tell you one thing, that if someone want to temporarily store the like user information, then there is a feature called local storage, session storage, and cookies. Okay, so this is also possible with the help of JavaScript. Now what makes JavaScript unique? Okay, so full integration with HTML, CSS, simple things can be done simply, and supported by all major browsers and enabled by default. Okay, so now let's move forward. Like what are the developer console? Okay, to start with, we'll learn how to open them, look at errors, and run JS commands. Now there is one shortcut that is used to open the console, like Control plus Shift plus I to open that web browser console. So this is all about JavaScript, and this is just the basics of JavaScript, or just the glimpse of JavaScript that I have given to you. So from next video, we'll be deep diving into the code, and whenever the theory part is needed, I'll be making the video. So thank you for watching and having patience. So thank you.